Vincent Legaspi has suddenly resigned from the Philippine House, leaving the Pinoy Workers' Party list in a state of shock, prompting questions about succession, representation, and potential political ripple effects as lawmakers and constituents navigate the sudden change and its implications for labor advocacy and legislative dynamics in Congress. The Philippine House of Representatives moved through another notable political transition on May 18, 2026, as lawmakers formally acknowledged the resignation of a party list representative during a plenary session. The chamber, following established procedures, conducted the session with careful attention to administrative protocols, ensuring that the resignation was officially recorded and that subsequent procedural steps were implemented promptly. The resignation centered on Pinoy Workers' Party list Representative Vincent Legaspi, whose departure was formally communicated to the House leadership and read aloud before the members. The Secretary General is hereby directed to drop Representative Vincent Legaspi from the role of members of the House of Representatives. The official motion stated, highlighting the procedural finality of his resignation. The announcement was delivered in a calm and orderly manner consistent with parliamentary traditions within the House. Officials confirmed that the resignation had been submitted through an official letter and that the Secretary General was responsible for updating the membership roster to reflect the change. The House had received a letter from Representative Vincent Legaspi informing lawmakers of his resignation as a member of the House of Representatives. One official noted, ensuring that the procedural recorded while the session did not include debate or extended commentary. Observers immediately recognized the political significance of even a single party list resignation, given the potential impact on committee assignments, voting coalitions, and sectoral representation. Vincent Legaspi had been serving as the Pinoy Workers' Party list representative since 2025. Following the party's successful election to the 20th Congress. The Pinoy Workers' Party list is primarily focused on labor issues and the welfare of Filipino workers, representing a sector whose concerns are often not fully captured by district-elected lawmakers. Within the House, party list representatives contribute to discussions on labor policy, social equity, and other sectoral matters, providing a voice for groups whose interests might otherwise receive limited attention. Legaspi's resignation therefore naturally raised questions regarding how the party would maintain its representation and continue to advance its legislative priorities. The procedural handling of the resignation was meticulous. The Secretary General was tasked with ensuring that the official role of members reflected the change immediately, while the chamber continued with its regular legislative business. The tone of the session remained formal and procedural, emphasizing administrative compliance rather than political spectacle. Even so, such resignations are never purely bureaucratic. They can influence the broader legislative environment, affecting the balance of power within committees, the coordinator, action of party coalitions, and the trajectory of pending legislation. Party list representatives operate under a structured system for succession. When a seat becomes vacant, the organization nominates a replacement list of nominees, as mandated by the rules governing party list representation. In this case, the Commission on Elections, COMELEC, subsequently proclaimed Carl Joseph Legaspi, Vincent Legaspi's brother and former commissioner at large of the National Youth Commission, as the new representative of the Pinoy Workers' Party list. This succession ensures continuity in representation and preserves the proportional integrity of party list seats within the House. COMELEC officials confirmed that the transition followed all established rules, with the next eligible nominee assuming the seat without the need for a special election. The resignation took place alongside broader political developments. On the same day, another party list lawmaker, Nathaniel O'Ducato of the One Tahanan party list, also resigned, citing personal reasons related to health and family matters. Both resignations occurred in a politically active environment, following votes that included the impeachment proceedings involving Vice President Sara Duterte. These simultaneous departures added a layer of attention to the procedural updates, with observers analyzing potential implications for voting blocs, coalition strength, and legislative negotiations in the House. Although no explanation for Legaspi's resignation was provided publicly during the session, analysts speculated about possible political or strategic considerations behind the decision. Changes in House membership, even when handled procedurally, can prompt broader discussions about alliances, committee composition, and sectoral representation. For the Pinoy Workers' Party list, ensuring that the new representative carries forward the party's advocacy for labor rights and worker protections is a key consideration, particularly in the context of ongoing debates on economic policy, labor legislation, and national development strategies. Party list representatives have historically played a crucial role in shaping legislation that addresses specialized sectoral needs. Their departure, therefore, is often more than a simple administrative adjustment. It signals potential shifts in policy influence and advocacy. In the case of the Pinoy Workers' Party list, the resignation of France Vincent Legaspi underscores the importance of maintaining continuity and representation, ensuring that labor and worker-focused issues continue to receive attention in committee discussions and floor debates. The House's structured approach to procedural compliance demonstrates its capacity to absorb membership changes without disrupting legislative operations. Every formal communication, including resignations, must pass through official channels before acknowledgement by the chamber, and once recorded, the secretary. Dash General carries out all necessary updates to membership records. This framework allows the House to continue its work efficiently, maintaining continuity in debates on governance, infrastructure, energy policy, economic reforms, and social programs, even as the composition of members evolves. Public and political interest in the resignation is heightened by the strategic significance of party list representation. Lawmakers representing specialized sectors help ensure that specific concerns are considered in broader policymaking, and their departure prompts discussions about how effectively their constituencies will continue to be represented. The Pinoy Workers' Party list, with its focus on labor issues, emphasizes workplace protections, equitable employment policies, and advocacy for marginalized workers. The succession of Carl Joseph Legaspi ensures that these priorities will continue to be part of legislative deliberations. Although questions about individual legislative styles and influence remain, observers have also contextualized the resignation within the broader political environment. Lawmakers are navigating debates on national development strategies, economic stability, governance reforms, and regional cooperation. In this context, even a single resignation can take on strategic significance, influencing voting dynamics, alliances, and the progress of key legislative initiatives. The Chamber's calm, procedural acknowledgement of the resignation exemplifies how parliamentary systems are designed to manage transitions while minimizing disruption to ongoing legislative work. The procedural clarity and administrative efficiency of the session underline the House's commitment to institutional stability. By ensuring that resignations are formally entered into the legislative record and that the Secretary General executes the required administrative updates, the House maintains continuity in representation and operations. This approach also highlights the resolute-ness of the parliamentary framework, capable of managing transitions without compromising legislative productivity or procedural integrity. From a political perspective, the resignation of France Vincent Legaspi adds to ongoing analysis of alliance dynamics within the House. Party list representatives, particularly those representing labor sectors, contribute not only to policy deliberation, but also to the strategic composition of voting blocs and coalitions. The departure of such members often prompts discussions among political analysts about potential shifts in influence, voting patterns, and the trajectory of pending legislation, even if the session itself appears routine and procedural. The resignation also provides insight into how party list organizations manage representation and succession. Internal party rules combined with electoral regulations ensure that a replacement is ready to step into the role without delay. This process safeguards the representation of labor and sectoral concerns while maintaining proportionality within the chamber. For constituents, the prompt appointment of a successor reassures that advocacy for worker-related issues will continue uninterrupted in legislative debates. France Vincent Legaspi's resignation is part of a broader narrative of legislative dynamism in the Philippines. The House regularly experiences shifts due to appointments, resignations, coalition adjustments, and leadership changes. Each change, whether administrative or politically strategic, contributes to the evolving balance within Congress and underscores the importance of formalized procedural mechanisms. Even when sessions are calm and largely procedural, These moments carry significance for sectoral representation, policy influence, and coalition stability. The departure of Legaspi is both an administrative and a political milestone. Administratively, the House completed the necessary updates to its membership records, ensuring compliance with procedural requirements. Politically, it provides insight into party list representation, sectoral advocacy, and the ways in which individual members influence legislative priorities. Observers and constituents are likely to follow developments regarding the new representative, analyzing how the transition will impact the party's advocacy, legislative strategies, and alignment within the broader House framework. As Carl Joseph Legaspi assumes the seat, attention turns to how effectively he will advance the legislative priorities of the Pinoy Workers' Party list. His background with the National Youth Commission provides experience in advocacy and governance, which will inform his approach to labor and worker issues in Congress. The transition illustrates the balance between procedural compliance, continuity in representation, and the strategic considerations that accompany changes in membership within the House of Representatives. The House's response to the resignation demonstrates institutional resilience. Lawmakers continued their legislative business immediately after the announcement, emphasizing the ability of the chamber to absorb membership changes while maintaining focus on governance and policy development. The session, conducted in a calm and orderly fashion, highlighted both the procedural norms and the broader political significance of even seemingly routine events in the legislative calendar. Ultimately, the resignation of Vincent Legaspi and the succession of Carl Joseph Legaspi underscore the dynamic nature of legislative institutions in the Philippines. Procedural adherence, party list succession mechanisms, and political strategy intersect to ensure that representation continues seamlessly even as individual members change. The event reflects the ongoing evolution of the House of Representatives, where administrative procedures, sectoral advocacy, and political dynamics coalesce to shape the nation's legislative agenda and the effective representation of diverse constituencies